today's news, the search is on for escaped Haitian detainee and plans to carry a plane load of BVI athletes to the next CARIFTA Games. We also see voting members will not be allowed to sit on multiple boards. And St. George's Primary School donates to the Family Support Network. But viewers, these and more stories when 284 News returns.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Well, welcome everyone. It's Monday, May 23rd, 2022. I'm Kamal Haynes, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Well, a happy Monday to one and all, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, we start today's newscast with a plea from the Immigration Department in finding an escaped detainee, where Chief Immigration Officer Mr. Ian Penn is seeking the public's assistance to locate Haitian national Miss Elena Maillard, who escaped detention between the late hours of Wednesday, May 18th and early Thursday, May 19th, 2022. But Mr. Penn said Miss Maillard, who was detained by the Immigration Department, escaped from detention at Hotel Casa Maria and remains at large. Well, according to Mr. Penn, the necessary searches are ongoing to locate Maillard, and the public is asked to be vigilant as she may present as a male with full facial hair at times. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Miss Maillard are asked to please contact the Immigration Department at 468-4705, 468-4717, 468-4715, or 468-4754. Or you can also contact the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force hotline at 311. Moving on, viewers, where an announcement on the BVI Airports Authority Board is expected to be forthcoming in the next few days as the National Unity Government continues to implement the Commission of Inquiry Report recommendations. While this was confirmed by Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio Wheatley in an exclusive interview with 284 News, where he expressed that a number of changes will be forthcoming to several statutory boards in short order.
I can also say as well that you can expect an announcement on the airport board shortly. And we're going to go through the boards systematically because, of course, the COI report also spoke about what happened in 2019 when boards were dissolved outside of what the law allowed for and just arbitrarily dissolving boards. So we don't want to go down that same road of just dissolving boards without doing a proper due diligence. We want to have a process of examining the boards to see whether the persons on the board are qualified to be on the board, whether the legislation is strong enough in terms of how board members are being selected. In some instances, the governor, because of his responsibilities for security and other things, will have selections on boards.
Our Premier Wheatley also said that the schedules of the legislation will be amended to prevent voting members from sitting on multiple boards as seen in the past.
Of course, we want to ensure that you don't concentrate power in the hands of a few persons who are appearing on many different boards. So we're going to amend the schedules of the legislation to remove that from happening, especially being voting members. We have the possibility of having ex officio members who are not voting members if the boards need to have knowledge of what other boards are doing, etc. By having their directors of the organizations as ex officio members, I think that's fine. But we have to have a comprehensive review of how our boards function. We have to make sure that we remove any possibility of conflicts of interests or any partisan influence on the boards, and make sure that the boards are functioning primarily based on making sure that their organizations function at an optimal level. And that's what the people of the Virgin Islands want. And we have to make sure that these boards are held to the same standards that we have in central government as it pertains to good governance, as it pertains to transparency, accountability, value for money, respect for the rule of law, all our monitoring obligations, reporting obligations, etc.
Well, viewers, while no announcement has yet been made, the government, through its official website, listed on Friday, May 20th, vacancy notices for board members on at least 3 statutory boards. Well, these included the BVI Airports Authority Board, the BVI Ports Authority Board, and the Telecommunication Regulatory Commission Board. Well, just recently, Chairman of the BVI Airports Authority, Mr. Kelvin Hodge, announced his resignation as the National Unity Government expressed its plans to appoint a new BVI Ports Authority Board. Viewers, for that full exclusive interview with Premier Wheatley, tune into our 284 media platforms at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, May 24th. Well, viewers, moving on to our final story before the break, where the British Virgin Islands will be aiming to send a plane full of athletes to the 50th CARIFTA Games, which is set for the Bahamas in 2023. While Vice President of the BVI Athletics Association, Mr. Ralston Henry, made that declaration during the recognition ceremony, which was held last Thursday to celebrate the recent achievements of the BVI CARIFTA athletes. Well, he said if all goes well, the BVI will be seeking to send a record number to the Games with hopes of bettering this year's performance, which saw the territory placing 3rd overall with 4 gold medals, 2 silver, and 1 bronze.
Next year in Bahamas, we gonna land Air Bahamas at Beef Island Airport. We landed at empty, only the pilots we want on that plane, because we falling down with a big team and we walk in with our own fans. Guys, I tell it, the plane is, we're gonna land Air Bahamas here. Y'all get your tickets now. Get your tickets, because if you think the performance as this CARIFTA was sweet, check we in 2023. Don't say I ain't tell you what we were going to do. Check we at CARIFTA in 2023. 13 plus medals. I don't talk.
While viewers, Vice President Henry also called on the full support of residents and the government to donate where possible to assist the athletes with preparing for a number of upcoming tournaments scheduled for the rest of the season.
I think I'm going to go by high school tomorrow and I'm going to build a box. Just leave the donation in the box. I'm collecting like we'll be tambourine and we're going to be singing, because we're going to need that sponsorship, because our season is not done. We have the Caribbean Games. We have Pan Am's Under-20 Championship in Brazil. We have the Under-20 World Championship, where we have athletes already qualified. We have Adeja qualify, Akrissa Iresti in the 400, Kalia Liebert in the 400, Jaleel Kroll in the 200 and the 100, Wanya Bell in the 200 and the 100. And I expect more of them. And Kaiba Dawson in the long jump. I expect that team. Oh, and the 200.
Well, meanwhile, Governor His Excellency John Rankin congratulated the athletes for their recent performances, adding that he will be supporting the BVI at the upcoming Commonwealth Games, which is scheduled for Birmingham in July.
I know that BVI's success in the CARIFTA Games wasn't a one-off. It followed from the brilliant performances of our athletes at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And that success in Tokyo and the success in Jamaica at the CARIFTA Games, I believe bodes well for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in the United Kingdom this summer. And while I am myself from the United Kingdom, and while my native Scotland will be competing as a team, let me assure you that as Governor, I'll be cheering for BVI all the way in Birmingham.
Well, viewers, up next, St. George's Primary School donates to the Family Support Network, and government official one not a concern, says Premier Wheatley. But these and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
You value traditions. Today. You value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, today, Monday, May 23rd, Honor Society students from the St. George's Primary School have put together an impressive donation of food and other necessities for the Family Support Network, a non-profit, non-governmental organization whose primary aim is to aid individuals, couples, and families affected by domestic violence. Representing the FSN, Miss Judith Charles profusely thanked the students and the school for the significant donation.
So this is like an amazing donation for which not just the people at FSN who are going to put this on the shelves, but the people who are going to come and take it off the shelves will be really grateful, and I mean that sincerely. I don't go to work at FSN. I go to work somewhere else, and I volunteer, and I have volunteered there for about 20 years. And so I can tell you, I've met some of the people, and this is a great, and the fact that children have done this, children can make a huge difference in other people's lives and in the world. So please keep on honoring kindness and doing whatever you all do to be productive citizens wherever you end up in life.
Well, two representatives from the Honor Society, President Amin Tarabe and Nalani Ashton, also gave brief remarks. Take a listen.
Today, we, the members of the Honor Society of St. George's Primary, are proud to make this donation of food to FSN. We hope that our donation can make a difference in the lives of families in the BVI.
Service. The Honor Society is based on 4 pillars: scholarship, responsibility, service, and leadership. This term, we focus on responsibility and service. We agree that the community is just as important as self, and we aim to make small yet noticeable differences in our community to make a difference. Thank you for coming and accepting our donation.
Well, viewers, Principal Charlene Anderson Rogers expressed how proud she was of the St. George's Primary School Honor Society.
I am very pleased with the St. George's Primary School Honor Society. As Nalani said, this year we are focusing on their responsibility and their service. Very often we just focus on their scholarship and how well they can do academically. The students of the Honor Society coming up with this initiative and to give to someone else is just a very small drop in the bucket as to what they can continue to do as they grow and become members of our society. We are very grateful that you are here to receive this, but I'm even more proud of the students of the Honor Society. The executive is represented here. I also want to say thank you so much to the teacher advisors and the chapter advisor who helped those students to put this together. I want to say thank you to the parents. Without them, we could not have had all of those groceries here. The parents turned up and they showed up, and we are grateful for that. We know that it will touch someone's life, and for that, we can't say thank you enough for being here to receive it.
But before the representatives from the Honor Society returned back to the classroom, Ms. Charles expressed her gratitude one last time and conveyed to the students the impact that the donation will have on the lives of others.
The fact that your children has no bearing on how much you can contribute as children to the positive effect of other people, whether it's adults, because elderly people get these things, moms and dads get them. Since COVID, like twice as many men are coming for help now as before. And I think you heard me say, for every one parent, there's at least 2 children. So it goes a long, long way. And believe me, I shop, and things like toilet paper. This here is the best toilet paper, yes, according to some people, but it's not. It's also not the cheapest. Right? So it's quite, you know, I cannot, I'm overwhelmed with how much is on this table, believe me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I really am honored to have met all of you.
Well, viewers, moving on to our next story, where Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, has zero concerns regarding Government Official 1, as he is confident that appropriate measures are being taken by local law enforcement agencies to investigate and address all criminal activities within the public service. Our Premier Wheatley made a statement recently in response to a question posed by local media.
I'm confident that our law enforcement agencies have certainly been apprised of the particular situation. I'm confident that they will be able to advise us in the National Security Council of any developments. So no, I'm not concerned at all. Certainly, what we read in the affidavit is shocking. It is concerning, but I have all confidence that measures are being taken to investigate and to address any type of criminal activity taking place in the Virgin Islands.
Well, viewers, just to provide a little context, the subject of Government Official 1 came to the surface in an affidavit following the arrest of former Premier Andrew Foy and the BVI Ports Authority Managing Director Olivine Maynard in Miami, Florida. According to the affidavit, Government Official 1, who to date remains unknown, was a critical piece of the puzzle that was needed to smoothly facilitate the alleged cocaine scheme which involved Foy and Maynard. The affidavit stated that Government Official 1 had many employers believed to be in the drug trafficking business, and insinuated that the unidentified person could have been easily bribed to facilitate the cocaine scheme involving Foy and Maynard. Meanwhile, Premier Wheatley was asked about his stance on facilitating United States law enforcers should they require the need to conduct investigations in the territory. He said joint collaborations between the U.S. law enforcement agencies and the BVI is nothing new, adding that he welcomes such investigations if needed to root out corruption in the territory.
Well, of course, law enforcement here and through the governor's office here, as well as many of our law enforcement agencies, has a strong history of working with the officials in the United States. That's nothing strange. It happens all the time, and information is often shared both ways. So I would expect if the United States needed assistance from our law enforcement officials here in conducting any investigation, that our law enforcement here would assist. And we support that. We want all form of corruption, all form of criminal activity to be rooted out of our society. We don't want drugs here in the Virgin Islands. We don't want guns being smuggled. We don't want human trafficking here. And we have to cooperate with our law enforcement agencies and law enforcement agencies in the United States or any other place of the neighboring islands here to see how we can root out criminal activity from our societies. We are a safe destination. We want to keep it safe.
Well, viewers, up next, we turn to some regional news, namely the United States Virgin Islands Elections 2022, where we take a look at the front runners. While we get to that story, when 284 News return.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, just across the waters in the United States Virgin Islands, candidates are in full campaign mode with their general election scheduled for November 8th, 2022. Well, during this time, 284 will be speaking with some of the front runners for the governor and lieutenant governor in a series taking a look at the United States Virgin Islands elections 2022. Well, our Ron Grant sat down with intendant candidate Senator Kurt Violet alongside with his lieutenant governor, running mate Senator Janelle K. Saru. Well, take a look.
Both Senator Saru and myself have served in the Senate for the last 3 terms here and the last 4 times myself. And as chair of the Finance Committee and Senator Saru being chair of the Disaster Recovery Committee, we have seen a number of areas that we think can be addressed and can be corrected through strong leadership. We have continuously asked a series of questions in terms of the urgency of the path moving forward. We have asked a series of questions in reference to the budget of the government of the Virgin Islands. And unfortunately, after being in the Senate some 8 years and some 6 years, a lot of the answers that we receive are not answers that we are pleased with. We definitely believe that based on our performance in the legislature, our integrity, our transparency, that we're ready to move to the next level. And because of the experience that we have gained in the legislature, that it would be an easy transition. Serving as the chair of the Finance Committee, we know all of the departments inside out. I'll allow Senator Saro to add.
I agree 100% with Senator Viale that we sit in the Senate and we're policy. Our job is to really have oversight, to ask questions, the right questions to research, but most importantly to draft legislation. And so often I find that monumental pieces of legislation that can have far-reaching impacts on the territory in a positive manner, and we don't have the ability to implement that because that's not the role of the legislative branch.
Well, the pair also shared their top 3 areas of focus if elected.
The top 3 for me would be education, healthcare, and disaster recovery. Of course, our education system is somewhat troubled, and not only from the infrastructure standpoint, but how do we address learning loss? How do we raise the bar of excellence? How do we prepare our students to, be on grade level, exceed grade level, and enter the workforce or college or the armed forces? Healthcare hospitals are in crisis. We need to improve not only the hospitals, our cancer center, and our overall healthcare system. How do we connect our healthcare system between our physicians, our private providers? That the entire network has to be tightened much more. Of course, disaster recovery, because that touches every single area. How do we move those disaster funds, the pandemic funds, to improve the environment, recreation, government agencies, the lives of people, our roads, our infrastructure? Disaster recovery is so overarching that it does impact the entire government and the lives of the people. So those will be the top 3 issues throughout the entire term that we'll be able to, that Senator Viale and I would like to move forward and really make effect some change in that area, because it does impact everything.
Senator Viale, would you have anything to add to those top 3 issues to be addressed?
Yes, definitely education at the top. Definitely healthcare. We agreed on that. I'll add in crime as a third aspect. But disaster recovery, a standalone. We just have to deal with disaster recovery. It's the largest issue confronting the Virgin Islands. We have billions of dollars at our disposal, and I'm a bit scared if you're listening to the discussion in Congress and the Senate. They're beginning to have talks about reprogramming monies if the monies are not spent. So we really need to hit the ground running and get those monies spent. We have a unique opportunity to fix our infrastructure, to fix our schools, to fix our hospitals, to fix our roads. So we have to take advantage of that particular opportunity that we have right now.
Well, viewers, to catch that entire interview, it airs this evening at 8 p.m. on all 284 media platforms. Well, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening. Goodbye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new Fireblade